It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Coming to you from a little cooler Bedford County, Virginia today. Got down in the 60s again last night. Been rainy. I had a little rain earlier this morning, not near as bad as yesterday. Anyway, the top story today, folks, has been affecting me this morning. We've had all kinds of outages, which I'll get to in a second. It's somehow involved with Microsoft. A lot of my stuff that's Microsoft based, I'm having trouble with. Like I'm uploading things on my computer, just won't show up. I mean, I'll do everything like normal, then try to upload it, and then it's not there. So, really strange. So I've struggled getting the show put together today, but we'll see what what comes out. We do have several stories this morning. Of course, this is July the 19th. July, Gretchen. I didn't say January like I did yesterday. July the 19th. Of course, Gretchen was right about that. The other thing from yesterday, folks, I'll mention it before we get started on today's show, is I was absolutely wrong, and you guys were right about the catch can story. The Norwegian dock is different than the main dock. I've never traveled Norwegian to Alaska. All my Alaska cruises have been Holland America, Princess, and Royal Caribbean. They all dock at the same dock, and Norwegians is about 15 minutes away. So those people did need a ride from, the logging show back to the dock because it's further than a walk. That doesn't excuse the fact that it appears that the excursion was booked through Norwegian, and they should have held the ship until the people got back. So I believe now the folks, the Galts, have a little more of a case than at first thought. So anyway, that's where that one stands. There's no other update on that other than, I found out that the dock was in fact 15 minutes away. All right, the lead story this morning, folks, if you've had any news on today, you already know about this, but global tech issues causes major outages, and I mean major, too. Carnival updates a popular loyalty perk. Big step for Star of the Seas. And the Philippines simplifies their visa waiver. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Daiquiri Day. I will, on a rare occasion, but occasionally, I'll have a little daiquiri. Maybe a strawberry daiquiri. I've also done daiquiris before with using limeade that I've made myself. But yeah, I'll have a daiquiri on occasion. And again, it's, I have a pina colada on occasion, but I'll have drink a beer on a real rare occasion. But I'm still primarily a bourbon guy. So, when I'm on cruises, I'll try a few other things like a chocolate martini, which we won't mention who got me started on those, because she tends to drink them all the time. I would never think of mentioning about an adult beverage on the air. But anyway, if you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. And I admit, folks, yesterday, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think because the Wi-Fi here was kind of iffy because of the storms. But I did not get the podcast up until, like 6 o'clock last night. It was ridiculous. So my apologies on that, but there's, it just wouldn't upload. So, but anyway, if you are listening via the podcast and ever want to jump over to the video feed for interviews or clips or pictures, there's always a link in the description of the podcast so you can do just that. We don't have Albie today. As a matter of fact, I think Albie goes home tonight. The college president is due back in town tonight, so Amanda will be taking the dog back home despite the work being done in the president's house. And of course, yesterday was a great day with Janine. I enjoyed that immensely, even if we did have some audio issues. And that was all Wi-Fi or, caused. But anyway, we'll see if we get through it today without that. All right, folks, if you haven't already done so, please smash that thumbs up button. That helps us out quite a bit. We had a nice audience yesterday from X again. Not as big as it has been, but some of those guys have come back. I'm glad to have that. Again, because of the lateness of getting the podcast up, I did not get Instagram. Actually, I did the live stream on Instagram. As a matter of fact, Bonnie caught that, but I never got it posted on Instagram. Again, tied into this whole issue with Microsoft now. Tried doing that this morning. So I'm not sure where I've got issues, but I got issues someplace. All right, let's get on with the things today. I was not able to, like, for instance, Rochelle, I wanted to catch up on some of her stuff from Norway. Wasn't able to upload it. So I'll try to catch up, Monday, or if I do something this weekend, we'll see. So let's take a quick break from one of our network sponsors, and I'll get on with the news. Okay, the top story this morning, folks, has to deal with the outage. A global tech outage today appeared to be related to issues at global cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike and Microsoft. It affected operations in various sectors, including airports, airlines, media, bank, even some hospitals. Airlines, including United, Delta, American, and Allegiant, have all grounded flights due to the mass outage. American Airlines has blamed the issues on CrowdStrike. The airline said the tech problems were caused by a technical issue with CrowdStrike that is impacting multiple carriers, according to BBC News this morning. Thursday night, Frontier Airlines issued a similar ground stop order, saying in a statement a major Microsoft technical outage is currently impacting flight operations. I'm not sure which came first. Numerous air carriers around the world are similarly affected. As of, it's been about an hour ago now, 1,300 flights in the U.S. have been canceled today. Not delayed, canceled. So you know what kind of grief that's going to cause airports. How about people trying to get to cruises today? Ooh, that can be dicey. And that's not mentioning worldwide, because problems in Australia, problems in France, problems with KLM, problems all over Europe. Same thing. The London Stock Exchange was experiencing problems earlier today. Sky News was hit by the outage. The UK news channel showed archive footage and briefly displayed an error message. The news site appears to be up and running currently. According to Bloomberg report, McDonald's Japan suspended about a third of its stores today. The issue is with the stores is cash registers. Many 911 and non-emergency call centers are not working currently across the state of Alaska. Public trains in Washington, D.C. are down. At about 6 a.m. this morning, American Airlines reported they had solved the system problems and were beginning in the process of restarting operations. About 7 o'clock this morning, United said that they had started flying a few flights. So hopefully we're heading back in the right direction, folks. But this has been a pretty dicey situation since early this morning worldwide. Now, this isn't any kind of a terrorist thing. This apparently is entirely a mechanical thing, according to what everybody says. So, why not join me on the MSC Grandiosa cruise from Port Canaveral, Florida on February the 14th, 2026. It's 8 days and 7 nights with stops in Nassau, Ocean Key Marine Reserve, and Puerto Plata. The nice thing about this cruise, it'll be my first chance to be on the Grandiosa. That's one thing, but it's also has excellent pricing. Prices start at $588 per person, including taxes and port charges. Solo prices start at $738, or if you're solo, the package with drinks and Wi-Fi is only $1,052, including taxes and port charges. Dynamite prices on the MSC Grandiosa sailing February 14th, 2026 from Port Canaveral. Call me 434-258-9264, and we'll see you on the Grandiosa. All right. Looking forward to that. I want to talk a little bit more about MSC in a minute. All right, so Carnival Cruise Line has updated a popular but often frustrating loyalty perk after years of feedback from repeat guests. The perk is a complimentary drink offered to Gold, Platinum, and Diamond members of the cruise line's very important Fun Person loyalty program. Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald, has confirmed that the majority of the restrictions have been removed, and guests who have earned their appreciation drink will be able to raise a glass with much more flexibility. Now, folks, this was really weird. If you were a gold member, you could get a free drink only if the cruise was 5 nights or longer, and only after 6 o'clock on the last night of the cruise. If you were platinum or diamond, you could get a free drink, but only if it's a 5-night cruise or longer, and only on sea days during the sea day brunch. I always thought that was weird. All right, John Heald said, we're making our complimentary beverage perk for Gold, Platinum, and Diamond members more flexible and I think easier to enjoy. Gold members will be able to redeem their appreciation drink on 5-day cruises at any bar at any time. Platinum and Diamond members can also order their complimentary cocktail at any time at any bar. Congratulations, Carnival. That was really dumb that you didn't do that a long time ago. Anyway, that's good. I was just on Carnival, a month before last. I don't think I ever got my free drink. Come to think about it. That was, of course, when it was still weird. I had to do it on a sea day or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'll make up for it next time I'm on Carnival. So, all right. So, a little news out of Royal Caribbean. Just when we're getting used to Utopia of the Seas, this story is about Star of the Seas. Now, Star of the Seas is the second Icon class cruise ship. You remember Utopia that just did their first sailing now, just had their naming ceremony and all that business. That was not an Icon class ship like Icon of the Seas. That was another, like Anthem of the Seas, that same class. Star of the Seas is an Icon class ship, and it's reached a critical step in the construction at Meyer Werft shipyard in Turku, Finland. The ship received her aqua dome. The brilliant glass structure was lifted into place in a precise engineering operation, bringing the ship one step closer to completion. The aqua dome weighs approximately 363 tons, measuring 82 feet high and 164 feet long. That's where the Aqua Show is, with the high diving and all that crazy stuff in there. And an audience, So it's pretty impressive. So anyway, we got another Royal Caribbean class ship, Icon class ship on its way. Now, it's going to be a while till it's done. And then I'm not sure if they have another Icon scheduled, but they're also going to come up with another class of ship. We'll talk about that when the time comes. So there'll be a Discovery class coming out. And finally this morning, many of you guys, I know Emily's been to the Philippines, but a lot of you guys that have even sailed in the Orient and Asia have not visited the Philippines because not many cruise ships have been going in there over the years. Well, they just made it a lot easier. And now I think you're going to see more cruise ships visiting the Philippines. So maybe we get a better chance of going. I was in Manila once, way back. I was on my way to, where was I going? I don't even remember. I was going to a convention someplace. But anyway, I flew in and out of Manila once. But the Philippines took a big step toward boosting cruise tourism with the launch of the country's first cruise visa waiver program, which was launched this week. It means that cruisers no longer must obtain a tourist visa before arriving in the country by a cruise ship. This is not everybody visiting. It's not like Emily when she flew in there. That's different. But it means that cruisers no longer must obtain a tourist visa. Under the visa waiver program, all foreign nationals who normally would require a visa are allowed to enter the country for a limited time, specifically for cruise tourism. The waiver requires each guest to arrive and depart the country on the same ship. You can't take a ship in there and get off or get on another ship there without a visa. And their stay cannot be extended. So, there's still some issues with that, but it's going to be a lot better. Therefore, I see a lot more cruises going into the Philippines in the very near future.
Cruise around the world with the Will Model C2. That's the chair that I use. Our chairs will easily fit through accessible cabin doors and can navigate those tight spaces and crowded places. To see if Will may be right for you, click on the link below to schedule a test drive. Just tell them to use code CHILLIE for all your mobility needs. That's scootaroundstore.com.
And that ends the news portion of today's show. Wasn't a bunch in the news today, folks? Wasn't anything to get real excited about. Wasn't anything to have fun with. All right, so my proposal that I went in, August, I'm going to have a partial sponsor for the month. A certain cruise line, and I'm not going to mention that officially yet, but I think everybody here knows which one I'm referring to. I had hoped that I could get them to, as part of the promotion, to give me a cruise to give away. Have a drawing for a cruise. Send in, your name, your email address, or whatever, however I set it up. And we'd have a drawing at the end of the promotion, at the end of the month, for whoever we draw out wins a cruise. Well, MSC, I wasn't supposed to say that. That particular cruise line said, no, we can't do that. So Nate and I are putting together some kind of a program, even if I take the fee that I'm getting paid for sponsorship and turn that back into a deal to give away a cruise. So I'm hoping to have either a major credit on a cruise or a cruise to give away in the month of August. And it's going to be one of those things, folks. I'll have one of those services for an email address, and you fill out a form with your name, your email address, and you send it in, and then we'll pick one person out of whoever sends it in. So, and you'll get you'll get a free cruise. Now, since it's not going to be by the cruise line, obviously it's going to have to be, you got to book the cruise with me, especially if it's like, here's a $500 credit or whatever the number is on a cruise. Well, I'm not going to give that away to somebody who doesn't book the cruise with me. So, you got to book the cruise with me, and we'll probably have a choice of cruises. Just pick one of these, and you'll get $500, or you'll get a free, however it works out. So that's what I'm working on. It's not written in stone yet, but I'm working on it. So we'll see. We'll be announcing something on it here in the next, what do I have, 10 days left in the month of July. So hopefully in 10 days time, we'll get it out there. All right, so let's go see. Oh, I do see that a certain person that got me started drinking chocolate martinis is in the house. I don't want to mention any names because her name's Cindy. But we needn't go there, that she drinks chocolate martinis. Yeah, we will. Mike's with us. Hunter Tom is with us. There's Gretchen up in Ohio. Gretchen, who caught me saying January yesterday. And she was just, I went back and checked it. Yeah, she was right. I said January, whatever yesterday was, January 18th. Yeah. Total brain lock. And who knows why I did that. I'm getting old, folks. That's it. I'm getting old and senile. So, what can I say? Bob's with us. Good morning. Happy Friday, Bob. There's Gary Older Than Dirt, getting ready to do some heavy-duty traveling with Gary Older Than Dirt here, not too distant future. There's Sonny down in Mississippi, and Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Joanne is probably going to want to go on a Philadelphia cruise here in the not too distant future when they start doing cruises out of Philadelphia. Boy, those prices are horrible. They got to do something on prices. Of course, I fuss at them a lot about their pricing. But yeah, right now they're really high, guys. You probably won't see me promoting them yet until it comes down, because I'm not going to pay that kind of money, nor would I expect you guys to. Now, I'll be happy to book it for you, but you just got to know they're high. Gretchen says, is Albie's daddy flying from Italy Day. It's actually Albie's mama. Oh, that's right. I think she was supposed to leave Italy last night. I'm not sure where she had to stop. Yeah, I'm not sure how their travel, because I know she wasn't due back in here until later tonight. And of course, I don't know if they have something special that they can fly into Lynchburg, because I can't afford to fly out of Lynchburg. And, it's like an extra, $500 for anywhere you go from here. So I'm not fun that one time, one cruise that I flew out of Lynchburg. That's a very good question, and I haven't talked to Amanda this morning either to see if she's heard. So that's an awfully good possibility. By the way, the president of the college is a lovely lady. She's got a lovely art collection. She's got Albie, the dog. She also has a cat at home that hides in the attic, and so the construction work doesn't bother her. And it's a beautiful home. Of course, the previous president of the college was when I was helping Amanda with her business, and I got to do she also took care of their animals, and I stayed over there a number of times in the college house when they were on vacation, taking care of the dogs. So anyway, she's a single woman. She has a plus one gentleman that she travels with on occasions, and he comes into town for special events. Not sure where he lives. I've never met him. Seen pictures of him. But she's a lovely lady, and obviously, to be a president of a college, yeah, and she's got some smarts too. That'll be interesting to see if they get on time tonight. I'll mention that to her. Thanks for reminding me of that, because I hadn't thought about that, even though I've been working on this since about 4:30 this morning. Yeah, there's Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, I'm sorry that I publicly said that you have been known to drink a chocolate martini and force people around you to drink chocolate martinis. The first one I had was with Cindy, and I've had quite a few since then. I blame it all on Cindy. I'd be a teetotaler now if it wasn't for Cindy. And if you believe that, I got some land in Florida. No, I don't. I really don't. Sonny says, system problems. What a mess. Yeah, it is. We are booked for 14 days on the Grandiosa. February 7th is just too short, and it was cheaper to go 14 days from the 7th rather than 14th from the 14th. Yeah, I understand that, Hot Air Tom, but again, I got to crawl before I can walk. So, and also remember when I first booked that, I thought that was going to be the first Grandiosa cruise in the States. They hadn't put out that schedule from December, whatever it was, on. So, that was a little disappointing that it wasn't going to actually be the first cruise. But yeah, I can see where booking it for 14 days would be better for you. A Carnival is weird anymore. Wow, one drink. Disappointing for a platinum member. Oh, I agree. And one of the things that I like about Royal Caribbean is that as a Diamond Plus, what do I get? Like, I'm not answering the phone. It's 5 drinks a day or something. It's as much as I want to drink. So when I'm on a Royal Caribbean ship, I don't have to worry about a drinks package. And if there is a day that I go over 5 drinks, which is very unlikely, then I need to have I'll buy one or two, whatever. If I was with Gary, I might drink more than 5 a day. Gary and I have been known to have a couple. I just point that out. Hot Air Tom says, hi, Cindy Lee at sea. Just what we needed, another star. Star of the Sea, Star Princess, Norwegian Star. I must have hit my head and I'm seeing stars. Hot Air Tom, we've known that. That's why we call you Hot Air Tom, because you hit your head on one of those silly things you did. Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. Ooh, a free cruise, Joanne says. I'm gonna put something together, guys. Even if I take what money I'm gonna make for that month and give it all away. Haven't figured out exactly what it's gonna be, but we're working on it. So, and now I gotta wait till I can get hold of Nate. I don't know if I can get hold of Nate now or not. I had trouble getting hold of him yesterday and last night. Free is for me, says Cindy. I agree. I know everybody will take a chance at that. I love to see people win free stuff. I'll never win, but fun to see others. Somebody's going to win. It's no guarantee that it's going to be somebody that's in our chat room. I mean, it could be somebody just on this channel, somebody that's on one of the groups that I'm on. This word spreads. Obviously, folks, the whole purpose of this is for me to bank email addresses. And now that I'm booking cruises, so I can have direct contact with people to promote cruises. So, but yeah, we're going to get something. Cindy says, yummy chocolate martini. The best. I like them. Gretchen says, join the club. My Cindy says, pick her for a free cruise. Yeah, it's Hot Air Time. You guys take 40 cruises a year anyway. Cindy tells you she don't want to go. She goes so often. She says, get the hell out of my hair. Go away. There's Amy. Hi, Amy. How you doing this morning? Amy's one of our ex-folks. And I know you guys can't see that, but Amy Robinson says hi. By the way, Amy, so you'll know, for some reason, and I'm not sure the technical end of it, people that watch the live stream on X and put a chat in, a comment in the chat room, like you did, that says hi. All of my chat room people from all the, YouTube and Facebook, they can't see that. I can. But they can't. They can see each other's. And I've never figured out what that is caused by. I've checked my settings and I don't seem to have anything set wrong. So anyway. So glad your groups are growing. Well, yeah, I can't complain. One of the things that was, because it had been a while since I talked to Janine, and so we chatted for a few minutes before the show yesterday. And she says, yeah, you're looking good. Are you feeling good? And I said, wow, I have my days. It's a really extremely hot few days we had. I really struggled breathing. I've been struggling breathing this morning. I have not put it on while I've been on the show. But as soon as I get off the show, the oxygen's going back in. I'll probably try to go outside today. But when we were up in the 100-degree things, man, it was a struggle. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with my life, folks. I mean, I'm doing what I love, which is cruising, and cruising a lot. I'd like to get to the point where I'm making enough money that it's not coming out of my retirement fund. That would be lovely. But if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Jason can do without my retirement because I'm going to spend it. But yeah, it would be nice to get to the point of rolling in some money. Like a lot of the people that do the very same thing that I do, and I've never understand how, especially one pair in particular, who hit 100,000 already that started like 2 years ago. Now, are they, buying followers or any of those kind of things? I have no idea. But I mean, for me to be struggling where I am at, what was it this morning? I don't even know if it shows today, but let me check and see if it does. If YouTube will even come up. Come on now, YouTube. There it is. 6393. So I'm almost to 6,400. And, in the last 2 years, so 2 years ago, I was at about 3,500. In 2 years, I've come close to doubling. But, they just started and hit 100,000 a couple months ago. Yeah, I'd love to be that person. Yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see what else is here. We can't see Facebook posts here. I think the groups just feed to you and not each other. Oh, you can't see Facebook either. I didn't realize that. So, that's I don't know. So, I wonder if it's like that for. Of course, not a lot of people don't broadcast on X because, I do it because I've got 250,000 followers on X. That's my biggest group. Obviously, the podcast does well. Well, we don't get people in our chat room from the podcast because that's a whole different area. It doesn't even get posted till after the show because the podcast is actually the audio track of the show. So I don't do a whole second show. Instagram, I do a partial second show. It gets uploaded. But it'd be lovely to have 100,000 followers. No doubt about it. Maybe while I'm on one of these cruises with Hot Air Toms, we can celebrate 10,000. I'm not crazy. Give me 10,000 and I'll be happy. No, I won't. But I'll say I am. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the weekend, folks. Have no idea what I'm doing this weekend. It's going to get hot again. It's not going to get hot as it was this past week. It's going to be down in the 60s at night, the upper 60s or low 70s. So the pool's going to be a little cooler. I don't think it should bother me because it was like bath water those hot days. And I didn't go out there for 3 of them. But I need to get back in there to exercise a little bit. I was counting the scales this morning and I, put on about 5 pounds. I'd gotten down, pretty nicely there before it got real hot. So I need to get back to doing some exercise. So, and I can do it in the pool. Katie just popped in. Hi, Katie. Glad to see you, my dear, up there in Martha's Vineyard. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. And for the weekend, although I will stay on top of things if anything happens. I'd love to get out and film something. I know I've been promising that for some time, and it just, it hasn't been getting done the way I need to make it get done. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, guys. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon, real soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great Friday and a great weekend, everybody. I'll see y'all sometime this weekend or Monday, whichever comes first. Have a great weekend. See you next time. How's that?
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves,
Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.